Chris Rubio, what a cool thing you've done. You've created a long snappers clinic in football?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Actually, Chris Saylor actually started it. We were both at UCLA in the mid to late 90s. He started his own kicking company called Chris Saylor Kicking. Basically brought me on to start the long snapping division back in about 2001, 2002, and it's just exploded. So now you've got Chris Saylor Kicking along with Rubio long snapping, and we run camps throughout the country. This year alone, I already have 94 long snappers committed to college. And these are still seniors, class of 2015.
This is a special opportunity for you to talk to Heather Ankeny, who's my co-host, because she is a huge fantasy football person used by ESPN. And Paul Goebel is here, who is himself a football fan, has already kind of done the drill down on this. He was explaining it to me in the hallway. This is such a specialized thing, and you're saying it started in a very normal way with the punters.
Yeah, basically it was kickers and punters. Saylor started. He needed long snappers essentially just to facilitate his drills. So we started going out there, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And that first camp that we had back in Vegas about 13 years ago, had about 9 snappers, and just had that exact same camp in January, and there was 300 long snappers.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It's really boom.
Well, long snappers have longevity in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. It's one of, I would say, it's not the flashiest position, but if they can do it right, they can stay around a long time. It's kind of like a Honda Accord.
Yeah, they're not retiring after their rookie year at 24 years old out of fear of concussions.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
The other thing that we were talking about, Paul and I were mentioning this, that you don't really pay a lot of attention to the long snapper until something goes wrong. Like if the snap goes over the punter's head or there's an issue, then all of a sudden that guy, it's a critical position that's not really viewed that way until something bad happens.
Absolutely. I always tell my high school kids that when they sign their letter of intent, they should get a call from their head coach in college. You should congratulate them. Then the next time they hear from him should be when they graduate college.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's got to be one of the greatest things about it, because obviously you're not going to get rode really hard at practice and stuff. And in college, you're going to have more time to actually get an education. I assume a very small percentage of these guys go on to the NFL.
Yeah, there's only 32 spots in the NFL. There's 800 college teams, so the percentages goes way down. Yeah, it's a great thing because, like you said, you're going to essentially snap the ball between 5 and 15 times a game, and you're going to get the same scholarship check as the next guy.
That's awesome. And so you can actually get an education, unlike, the controversy in college sports now, they're saying a lot of these guys aren't even getting educations. But if you're doing this, you got time for actually studying.
Yeah, you absolutely do. Because you can't snap a ball 500 times a day. You're going to go out there for 5 to 10 minutes, loosen up, snap the ball, and you got to accidentally go into the film room and watch some film or watching TV.
Well, the long snapper also snaps back for the field goals, right?
Correct, yes.
And the punter and field goal kickers are in different spots, meaning in terms of, though you have to get that ball back to 2 different spots.
Yeah, for the short snaps, field goals, PATs, that's about 7 to 8 yards, depending on what the coach wants. And a punt is usually between 12 and 15 yards, with 15 yards being on average. Same
guy does both?
Yeah, same snapper, absolutely.
By the way, the punters have always been a critical thing, right? Wasn't it Ray Guy? Is that what I'm thinking of, Heather?
Yeah.
Who was viewed as like having revolutionized the power of punt. Yeah.
The only kicker in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If I think.
Where you could bring your punter in as a weapon.
Oh, yeah, but what I always say, and I make fun of Saylor about it, I've never seen him make a great kick without a great snap for me. And that's so anytime I see a kicker or punter get an award, I always tell them, I say, the very first person you should thank should be your snapper, because you're never going to make a kick or you're never going to have a great punt without a great snap.
Wait, his last name is Saylor, Sailer. That's for real?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it is. Chris Saylor, correct.
There was somebody else. Heather, who was there's another kicker, place kicker, who also has a great name like that. Who is it that I'm thinking of? Green Bay, I want to say, played for Green Bay. No?
Mason Crosby?
Bob Field-Golian? Is that his name?
All right, Chris, I give up. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't pay attention to kickers. Once the ball snaps, I turn the TV off.
Once the hard part's over.
I will figure out. It's somebody named like Ryan Long or Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Longwell.
Longwell. That's a great. Come on, that's a great name, people.
I don't think that's that great of a name.
He's a place kicker. Longwell. Long well. It's going to go long and well.
They ask him, how are you going to kick today? He says, I'm going to kick it long and well.
Yeah.
I hear you. I understand.
So what do people pay to be part of these clinics?
And you know what? We run several different types of camps. We have 2-day camps and 3-day camps. They average roughly right around $325.
Oh,
That's not bad.
That's pretty
that's
reasonable.
doable.
Yeah.
Can anybody come?
Anyone can come, from 7th grade up to, I have NFL long snappers as well. And it's one of those things where long snapping doesn't require a lot of hard work. It requires hard and smart work, because you can it's very similar to swinging a golf club. You can go out there and just swing a golf club, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to get any better.
Right.
Same thing exact with snapping.
I feel like this is a really good opportunity right now for parents to encourage their kids to be the snapper.
Sure.
I mean, I'm
yeah,
serious.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I know, I've had a lot of kids where their parents or even the kids read an article, listened to a podcast, listened to an interview, something like that, and said, let's just try this, see if we can get you on the bus, to travel.
Yeah.
And I had one kid who did that, ended up getting a full scholarship to UCLA, and now he plays with the Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
See, I just feel like if your kid really wants to play football and you really don't want your kid to have CTE and, X amount of years, I think this is great.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great opportunity to be a part of a team. Yeah.
Absolutely, because they even created a new rule where you're not even allowed to hit the long snapper until he gets his head up.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah. I mean,
great.
because it used to be you crush the long snapper, right? Because he has to do something else.
Yeah, they would just tee off on you, and it's not really fair because then you're upside down facing the other way.
Yeah.
How did you get into it?
I saw a buddy in high school do it, and I was, we're just playing catch in the front yard, and I basically said, what the hell is that? I never even saw it. And I bent over, snapped it with one hand, and he goes, you're really good at it. And I just started working on it. And from that point on, I was able to do it. And I taught myself throughout UCLA, was on full scholarship, and did very well at it.
Do most long snappers really literally only do that, or are they also playing special team in another capacity?
In college and NFL, it will be just the long snapper. That's all you do. You consider yourself like a hand model. You're too valuable. You can't do anything else, In high school, they can play other positions, but, as a long snapper, college and pro, you're just too valuable.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say his name on this show, but Adam Carolla has always said that he's a great snapper, like he's the best of all the people he knows. Is he really?
Yeah, he had me on his show, I want to say back in like early 2000s, maybe even before then. No, actually, it was like 2005. And we went out in the hallway and we snapped, and he did very, very well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered if he was all talk. I guess if you verify it. Now, do you show the kids who on their first day at the camp, do you show them North Dallas 40?
No, we don't have that much time.
Because the pinnacle of that movie is when all they need to do is kick the extra point and win the game, and the guy, the placeholder, drops the ball, he fumbles it, and they miss the extra point.
No, I don't want to give them any bad mojo. all positive.
So, Paul, that's why you're not running this clinic. Yeah.
I guess not, because that would be my first
Your
thing.
first year.
Everybody sit down and watch this movie. Mac Davis is a hell of an actor.
Well, it's really cool to talk to you and to identify this very specialized world that if you've got 300 guys showing up, it sounds to me like the sky's the limit. Where is it again? In Vegas?
Yeah, that's our Las Vegas camp. We have camps over. I was just in Texas this past Sunday for a camp. On the 28th, I'll be in North Carolina. The 29th, I'll be in Georgia. I run them all over the country, and all information is on RubioLongSnapping.com.
What's the worst snap you've ever seen in a pro game or where you go, oh, my God? That's like if you really...
Yeah, there was a couple of years ago where the Raiders long snapper actually got injured, and they threw in their linebacker who, bless his heart, he thought he could do it, and he just couldn't. And it was really, really bad. And business boomed for me after
that. Well, may all your snaps be clean.
Long and well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, I got a quick question. You can't, when they're firing it back to the punter, you guys can't actually influence where the laces are. That's the punter's job to get the laces in the right place, right?
Oh, no, you can do that on PATs and field goals and sometimes on punts. Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
influence where the laces end up? What side of the ball?
Absolutely. On PATs and punts, it's almost mandatory.
That's worth the price of that clinic right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay $100 just to see that.
Yeah. Right?
You fly me down and I'll show you. That's how easy I can do it.
That's awesome, Chris. Really great. It's called Rubio Long Snapping. If you want information, we'll have a click through on our website. And Chris, congratulations on finding this cool thing and spending a couple minutes with us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, guys.
Okay,
Thanks, Chris.
See you.
Bye.